What's up, YouTube? It's RS Mario, bringing you another Talk Gaming episode. Alright, so I got a few things to cover today, but the main one being the new 3DS, a second look at that. But we're gonna knock out the small things first. Well, not all small, but Famitsu, popular gaming magazine Famitsu, everyone knows Famitsu, is gonna do a big 32-page special on a new Capcom game. That's like a whole friggin' magazine. So this has to be a pretty big game. A lot of people think that this was Resident Evil Revelations 2, but actually I think Famitsu was the one who actually addressed that leak anyway. So I don't think that's it. Some people are saying it's a new Street Fighter, but really the Street Fighter team really just started hiring people to do a new Street Fighter, and they just did possibly the last of 100 different iterations of Street Fighter 4, so I don't think that's the case either. In any case, it could very well be it could be a new Mega Man game. You know, I mean, 32-page issue. This is a freaking big deal. Okay, I mean that's pretty much the entire magazine. You know, so it has to be a big deal. It could be Mega Man. It could be Resident Evil 7. It could be Devil May Cry. It could be anything like that. But it's gonna be a big deal, whatever it is. And next, Nintendo announced yesterday that there's going to be a Nintendo Direct on September 4th, and it will have some new details for Bayonetta 2. Which is interesting. They're gonna do, you know, it's gonna be kind of like the Hyrule Warriors Direct, which, you know, basically gave you a bunch of Hyrule Warriors information, which isn't bad. I mean, I'm kind of excited for Bayonetta 2. Personally, I would like a Nintendo Direct for like all the new Japanese stuff. You know, that Nintendo Direct was awesome, and you know, I mean, I barely understood everything because I do understand some Japanese. I'm not conversational though, so I don't know everything, but I would like that in English, or at least English with subtitles or something. I mean, address that is happening. But yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow. That should be pretty interesting. Bayonetta 2 is alright. There's probably gonna be a lot more butthurt fanboys. You know, that, oh, why is Bayonetta 2 not on PS4 and such, because they didn't give Platinum Games a money hit. That's why it's not on PS4 and Xbox One. Next one is Square Enix. So Square Enix's TGS site just went up. Some pretty interesting things here. No Kingdom Hearts 3, no Final Fantasy 15. Which, to some people is a surprise. Me, not too much. I kind of figured this was gonna happen because Square Enix has been doing this lately, where they rarely show the games that they're developing, the big ones. I think they're really trying to focus more on the new IPs than focusing on the big IPs, because they know people are gonna buy the big IPs. You know, people are gonna buy Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm totally gonna buy Kingdom Hearts 3, Final Fantasy 15. Those are given titles. They're going to be awesome, and people are going to buy them. But you know, the new titles, their new IPs, you know, the new blood, as you can call them, is the stuff that they're really trying to promote, and that seems to be what they're doing. Three in particular. Dead Man's Cross, which is a zombie card battle game. Three Kingdoms, which is another, you know, Romancing the Three Kingdoms type of game. I played a lot of Romancing the Three Kingdoms back on SNES. It was awesome. You know, this is a cinema RPG. I have no clue what that means. Chaos Rings, which is not a Sonic game, unfortunately, but it's a dungeon crawler RPG. It's kind of like Persona. Think Persona. It's actually kind of like that, you know, except for, you know, you do two-man teams and you kind of like crawl through dungeons and you pick your two characters you want to go in, want to use before you know, before you go into the dungeons. This is Chaos Rings 3 actually. Chaos Rings was exclusive to iOS and Android. Chaos Rings 3 is actually coming to the Vita, so that's awesome. And probably the main event, the big thing that people were, you know, I was going to talk about today is the new 3DS. Alright, so I did a big, talk gaming last week when the direct came out about the new 3DS. And, I talked about a lot of stuff. And I did kind of miss some stuff because it was time. I'm trying to keep these videos relatively short. So I'm just going to talk about what I didn't talk about there. So one big thing is that a few months ago, there was a rumor out that said that Nintendo was planning on making a remake for every year, for every month of 2015. And so then they come out with this new 3DS that is more powerful than the old 3DS. And then they come out with the Xenoblade port, right? So let's put all this together. Maybe that rumor is true, and they brought out this 3DS because this, the new 3DS is going to be the system that takes the ports. Maybe, all these ports that they're making for next year are actually going to be new 3DS games. That would be awesome. Hopefully we get ports of the other Project Rainfall games, like like Pandora's Tower and Last Story. The Last Story was actually awesome. Alright, and guess what? There's no other Wii game that has 6-player online co-op other than The Last Story. Can you imagine that on your 3DS? On the new 3DS? Man, but yeah, I seriously think that that's kind of what they're doing. That maybe all of the ports aren't going to be 3DS ports. There could be some Wii U ports. Twilight Princess remake. Even though Zelda's coming out next year, so I probably wouldn't expect many Zelda remakes. But it's possible. Yeah, I think that I don't think that the Xenoblade remake was for nothing. I think that this is going to be the start of a series of remakes going into next year of Nintendo franchises and Nintendo games on the new 3DS, exclusive to the new 3DS. And this would be kind of like a big selling point. Because people would be like, wow, I can play all these awesome games, even though they're remakes or HD remasters or whatever, but you can play them on your new 3DS. And there'll probably be games that you missed on Wii. A few other things with the new 3DS. People are putting out rumors that, Pokemon and Smash are going to be exclusive to the new 3DS. That is dumb, okay? One, if they did that, there would be riots in the streets. It would make Ferguson look like a PTA meeting. Two, those games were already developed on the original 3DS. And Nintendo would not make these games exclusive to the new 3DS because, well, the new 3DS isn't coming out to the rest of the world till next year. So why would they make a game exclusive to a system that's not going to come out for possibly a year? Think about that now. You're going to have a Pokemon game and a Smash game for a long time until the new 3DS comes out, and you won't be able to play it. Nope, that's not possible. But that's what I've been getting from a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of questions and a lot of stuff. Another question I've been getting from a lot of people is they've been saying, and I actually saw this one on I think it's Zelda Informer too. They were saying that the new 3DS will not come with a AC adapter. Okay, so there's some truth to that one. In Japan, the new 3DS is not coming out with an AC adapter. Usually when they make these updates to systems like this in Japan, they don't bring out AC adapters. They did the same thing with the 3DS XL or LL in Japan. They did not bring out a AC adapter because you didn't need one because you already had one from your 3DS. It's a universal adapter. So basically, this is their way of keeping people from selling their DSs, or having not to make more AC adapters. So, that's about it. Oh, actually, let me finish this up. So, yeah, in America, they will come out with AC adapters. Alright, so let's get that straight. You're not gonna have to go to Five Below and spend $5 and buy you a 3DS adapter. No, they will come out with adapters in America. Even though you really shouldn't need them because you got your old 3DS unless you're planning on selling it. But yep. So that's about it for this episode. You know, check out the previous episode if you want to hear more about the new 3DS. Check out my Zelda video, which is up. The new one, part 2 of that, is coming out on Saturday. I guarantee it. Also check out, you know, my other videos. And so, like, comment, subscribe, and keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real.